guys, how's it going? Ray here from Expert Dummies. I wanted to put out some original content of my own. So today we're going to talk about Robinhood. Now, before we get started, just wanted to give you a disclaimer. I am not a Wall Street wizard. I'm not going to get you rich. I'm not going to tell you, oh, if you take $5, you can flip it to $5 million. Not what I'm here for. I'm doing this video because I'm interested in finance. I studied finance and economics. That's what I went to school for. I work in finance now. So Robinhood and finance in general is something that's of interest to me. So yeah, we can go ahead and get started. I'm just going to give a brief history of Robinhood, just a little background, and then dive into some of the pros and cons of Robinhood, and then interested to see your guys' comments. So Robinhood, it was started in 2013, so still relatively new. I mean, I personally wouldn't consider it a startup. It's been around for 7 going on 8 years now. It's an American-based financial services company. I believe it's headquartered in California. Go figure, Silicon Valley, along with all the other financial tech startups. But the company is a web-based and mobile app trading platform. It's designed to give young adults and really just your average Joe, someone who is not a Wall Street expert, someone who does not have a career in investment banking, really trying to expose them to the financial markets and to the stock market. And I was very excited because I think a lot of people are intimidated by the stock market. They come across data, numbers, charts, and they're like, this is way too complex for me. They shut the laptop and they're like, done deal, not returning to this. And I really think that's a bad approach, a bad attitude to have. And when Robinhood came along, I thought it was a great idea to get people involved in the stock market and give people a chance to participate. Again, they really strive towards hitting, the teachers, the electricians, the plumbers, again, the people who are not Wall Street wizards. You don't have to be a career investment banker to get invested in the stock market and have exposure to the stock market. So that's a little bit about Robinhood and why the company was founded and sort of what their mission is, what their target is. So going into some of the pros and some of the cons, because of course it's not always all sunshine and rainbows, but we'll start with the pros. The first pro for me was the fact that there is 0 account minimum when you open a Robinhood account. So what that means is traditionally when you open a trading account, you have to front or put up a certain amount of money, whether it's $1,000, $5,000, $20,000, $25,000, etc. And with Robinhood, that doesn't exist. So when you sign up for Robinhood and when you create a Robinhood account, you don't have to put down any money. So in essence, there's no down payment. And I think that's a real strong incentive for young adults, especially that 21 to maybe even 29 range, because in that period of life, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like most people are fresh out of college, they're saving money, they're trying to gain independence, they're trying to move out, and your average 24-year-old, 25-year-old doesn't have $5, $10, $15, $20,000 stash under a mattress that they can put towards a trading account. So that's usually a big deterrent and obstacle to not getting invested in the stock market or opening a trading account because you simply don't have the funds. So Robinhood really eliminates that, and I thought that was a strong competitive advantage for them. And again, a lot of these other big financial service companies, you have to put up some kind of money to start. And again, that's a big obstacle when you're 23 years old, 25 years old. You probably don't have those funds laying around. So the second pro, I would say, is the fact that it is very user-friendly. And what I mean by that is their mobile app, it's no different than Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You go into the App Store, you type in Robinhood, you download the app, and you create an account. And the interface is, as I mentioned, it's very user-friendly. It's very intuitive. If you have common sense, you can pretty much figure it out in a week. Again, it's no different than figuring out how to use a new social media app. You click around, the interface is very self-explanatory. And I think this is another point that is, why a lot of people are intimidated, because they open up some of the trading platforms with other financial service companies and they see all kinds of charts, all kinds of graphs and data tables, and they're like, what is all this? Like, they're so caught off guard and they're so intimidated. And I think Robinhood's interface does a very good job of eliminating a lot of that fear of all this data and all of this information thrown at you. They do a great job of simplifying everything. Again, spend a week clicking around and it's very self-explanatory. Before you know it, you'll know the app inside and out and how to achieve what you're looking to accomplish. So great user interface. The third pro, I would say, is it gives people access to cryptocurrency. So, if you haven't heard of Bitcoin, you've probably been under a rock for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Robinhood allows you to get your hands on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all the other cryptocurrencies. I'm sure there's some others that I can't think of off the top of my head, but you can trade crypto on Robinhood. So that's a big plus, a big incentive for people having access to those different asset classes. Now, as far as crypto, I'm not going to get into, my personal opinion on crypto. Some people love it, some people hate it, but that's another video. It's either here or there. So number 4, I would say the fourth and final pro is the fact that there is no commission on Robinhood trading. So what that means is you can trade as much as you want, you can buy, you can sell, and Robinhood does not charge you. Traditionally, some of the bigger financial service companies, they charge you, which it's basically a transaction fee. So say you want to purchase one share of Target, the store. Not only do you have to purchase the share or shares of Target, you normally would have to pay a transaction fee, a commission fee for that financial service company processing that trade. And Robinhood does not have that. So again, you can trade as much as you want, buy, sell, and they're not going to hit you with a commission fee or a transaction fee. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think Robinhood was one of the first, if not the first, trading platforms and financial service companies to offer zero commissions on trading. Again, I could be wrong. If I am, please feel free to correct me in the comments and let me know who was the first to do it. But I'm going to give Robinhood the credit. Definitely a pioneer in that aspect, definitely very innovative. A lot of larger financial service companies like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, I believe T. Rowe Price followed in the same footsteps, and shortly after they found out about that competitive advantage, they kind of sliced their commission and said, go ahead, trade away, trade as much as you want for free, and we're not going to charge you. So that's definitely a pro. Moving on to cons, I would say the first drawback I can think of when I think of Robinhood is the fact that there is no retirement accounts. So you can't have a 401k through Robinhood. You can't have an IRA, an individual retirement account. So no Roth IRAs. If you're looking for a retirement account, Robinhood is not your place to look. You have to look elsewhere. Fidelity, T. Rowe Price, Charles Schwab, somewhere else, a different financial service company, because Robinhood does not offer retirement accounts. And I think Robinhood, a lot of their users are young adults, 21 to, again, 29 years old. I could be wrong, but that's from my personal experience who uses Robinhood. So it may not be that big of a drawback, especially if you have a retirement account through an employer, a 401k or an IRA or whatever retirement savings vehicle you have through your company. So you may not need Robinhood for that. But that's one thing to consider if you are thinking of opening a Robinhood trading account, is that you're not going to get that retirement account there. The second con I can think of is you cannot trade mutual funds or bonds. You can't get invested in mutual funds or bonds in Robinhood. Only stocks, ETFs, exchange traded funds, and cryptocurrency. So I won't go into detail again as to what are mutual funds, what are bonds, but they're basically different asset classes and definitely assets that you should be invested in if you're serious about investing and want a diverse portfolio. But unfortunately, with Robinhood, you don't have that opportunity to get invested in the bond market or mutual funds. Another con is limited customer service, limited customer support. A lot of the bigger financial service companies and trading platforms, you get 5-star customer service and support. Some are 24/7. I mean, you can pick up a phone almost any time of the day and speak to a representative. Some, if they're not 24/7, they're at least 7 days a week. You have a number that you can call, speak to a representative, ask them a question about your trading account. How do I do this? How do I do that? Why isn't this transaction going through, etc.? And someone will be there to answer your questions. With Robinhood, from my experience and my use of it, it's really just emailing. You have to rely on emailing customer support and customer service, which can kind of take a few days for someone to get back to you. And if you're really stressing out over something or have a question, those 2 or 3 days that it takes to get back to you can really hurt you, can really be frustrating. Another way to get in touch with them is through their social media platforms. So again, the lack of customer service and support, not that it doesn't exist, it's just not going to be as supportive and as in-depth as some of the other financial service companies and trading platforms like Fidelity, for example. You're just not going to get the same support. And then the last con that I can think of and that I wanted to mention is the lack of research and analysis. So with other financial service companies and trading platforms, you're going to get a lot more supportive information. You're going to get insights, expert opinions. You're going to get write-ups, articles. You're going to get a lot of data that's going to not make the decision for you, because of course buying, selling, entering assets, that ultimately comes down to you yourself. But the other trading platforms and the other financial service companies usually offer a bit more extensive insight and information as to helping you make a decision. With Robinhood, you're really going to get just the bare bones. You're going to get the bare minimum. You might get 1 or 2 expert opinions. You might get a small write-up, a very general analysis of the stock. And that's pretty much it. I mean, hey, for some people, that's all they need. Some people who want more data, who want more insight, more supportive information, you might have to do that research yourself, which is always a great option, and you should do anyway. Or you're going to have to go look to a different trading platform. You're going to have to opt for something else if you really care about having access to expert opinions and just more data and more information to help support your decision. So, I mean, those are my pros, those are my cons. I think I gave 4 pros and 4 cons. Forgive me if I gave more pros or more cons. But all in all, in general, I think Robinhood is a great way for either young adults or people who have no idea how to get invested in stocks, but they've always wanted to and they were intimidated or felt that they were too ignorant and didn't know where to get started or were, scared off from it. Robinhood is a great way to get your feet wet and to participate in the stock market and start investing. And you can always grow out of Robinhood if you feel like, you've got your feet wet, you've gained some experience, some exposure, and you want a more sophisticated trading platform. They're out there, but Robinhood is a great starter. I would say I would highly recommend for anyone who is a beginner. I mean, I myself am a beginner. I still use Robinhood, but I use Fidelity now, starting to slowly gravitate towards Fidelity and moving away from Robinhood. But I definitely spent a good year and a half on Robinhood getting familiar, almost like practice. And then if you like Robinhood, stick with it. You don't have to move on to another trading platform. But again, if you want a trading platform that is a little more sophisticated, then you might want to graduate from Robinhood and move on to a different trading platform. But that's all I've got. If you guys have any comments, please feel free to share. If you have your opinions on Robinhood and your experiences with Robinhood, please share that also. I'll definitely be on the lookout. If there's anything else you guys would like me to cover that's finance based or economics based, I'd be more than willing to put something out on it. Again, not claiming to be an expert, not claiming to be a Wall Street wizard or a Warren Buffett Jr., not going to get you rich overnight. I don't have any get rich quick schemes, so keep that in mind. And other than that, guys, that's all I have. As always, thank you for your support. Really appreciate the likes, the comments, subscribing, all that good stuff. And yeah, if there's any other original content that you guys would like to see from myself, Chris, Mark, or any of us, please drop it in the comments. We'll be on the lookout for it. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more content.